Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to the Winnipeg Wasps vs. Regina Rage rugby match here in Winnipeg, Manitoba at the Maple Grove Rugby Park. Today's game is brought to you by 4 Points by Sheraton in Winnipeg South. To introduce the two teams today, this is the first game of the Canadian Club Rugby Championship in the Prairie Qualifier. So today we have the Winnipeg Wasps Women's Club against the Regina Rage. And I'm going to hand it over to my co-host Ron Enberg to read out the starting lineup for the Regina Rage.
Thank you, Braden. Good afternoon, everyone. For the Regina Rage, at prop we have Tori Fink. Hooker is Pam Evanishin. The other prop is Karina Bosevich. The locks are Tara Kelly and Amanda Schultz. Flankers are Suchai Kwantakuni and Laura Wu. The number 8 is Lily Panay. Scrum half is Danica Pedrick. The fly half is Julie Foster. The wingers are Nicole Barros and Laura Paulus. The centers, Nikayla Waller and Mackenzie Grad. And the fullback is Alex Paulson, who is also the captain. The reserves for the Regina Rage are Emma Paulson, Sahara Vigneron, and Tyra Bugard.
Thank you, Ron. We're gonna, as the game has just began, we're gonna wait till the next stoppage to read out the starting lineup for the Winnipeg Wasps. Number 10, Megan Furley, her opening kickoff landed in bounds but dribbled out, so it'll be Regina Rage ball just around the 22-meter line, I believe. Ball stolen by the Winnipeg Wasps and taken up by Kelsey Redlinski, wearing the number 25 jersey. Ball comes out to Megan Furley and out to Ray Wysocki. Number 12, you see her running there. And taken the ground by the Rage, missed the number there. And quickly out again to number 5, Taryn Dixon, the lock for the Winnipeg Wasps.
And the Wasps had numbers on both sides, so they can go to either side here. They've gone to the left.
And Stephanie Sherrod is in for the first try of the game for the Winnipeg Wasps. Definitely the start the Wasps were looking for. So now that we have a little bit of a break here, we're going to read out the starting lineup for the Winnipeg Wasps. At prop, number 1, Haley Wojcik. At hooker, number 2, Samantha Lacandro. At other prop, wearing number 25, is Kelsey Radlinski. Wearing number 5 is Taryn Dixon. And number 4, Alex Belmar. Number 6, flanker, Fiona Dunn. Number 7, Sandy Penner. And number 8, the Wasp captain, Kelsey McGilvery. Wearing number 9 is the ageless wonder, Simone Hernandez Ramdoir. Number 10 is Megan Furley. Number 11 is Brianne McGilvery. Number 12, Rayanne Wasaki. Number 13, Stephanie Sherrod. Number 14, Shay Pepper. And starting at fullback is Regan Lawrence. Substitutes for the Wasps today, Jaden Seelan, Victoria Fergala, Amanda Thomas, and Sarah Menge.
So with that missed convert, the Wasps are up 5-0. For those viewers that don't know, the conversion after a try comes directly out from the point that it crosses the goal line. And they can bring the ball out as far out as they want to increase the angle. So, whereas in typical football, converts are done right in front of the posts.
Thank you for the clarification, Ron.
You're welcome.
So we'll reset as the Regina Rage will kick off now back to the Winnipeg Wasps. And just to repeat, the Wasps are now up 5-0 early into this game. A low kick picked up by, I believe that was Alex Belmar. Rucked over it cleanly by the Wasps and out to Sandy Penner, who gives it back to Fiona Dunn. And Fiona Dunn finds a hole with just one defender to beat, fends her off, but taken down.
Oh, and then a lovely offload there.
Well said, Ron. Lovely offload there from Fiona Dunn to Ray Wysocki.
As you alluded to earlier there, Braden, to Simone Hernandez Ramdor, Simone actually has a cap for Canada back in 1988, so one of the few Wasp women to have represented at an international level. So she is the ageless wonder.
Well, there's a player of similar stature all across the field from her, wearing number 10 today. That's Julie Foster, who was actually recently inducted into the Canadian Rugby Hall of Fame. So we have two ageless wonders.
Excellent, yes. We have a real veteran presence out there. That's great.
So I believe that lineup was won by the Rage and swung out to across the field. Danica Pedrick digs it out to find one of her forwards out wide, but we have a stoppage. I believe a knock on there by the Rage.
So the winner of this game then, Braden, they travel to Alberta, is it? Or
Yes, I believe the winner of this game will face the provincial champs from Alberta, who I believe are the Edmonton Leprechaun Tigers, if I'm correct. And so the winner of this game will travel to Alberta. I believe it's the July long weekend. And the winner of that game will advance to the national championship over August long weekend in Toronto.
Oh, excellent. So spread out over the summer then.
Yes. Ball cleanly won by the Wasps. Megan Furley gives it to Ray Wysocki and loops her. Out to Stephanie Shared.
Yeah, good decision to cut back inside there where the support was.
Yes. In the Manitoba provincial final last year, Ray Wysocki and Stephanie Shared were two of the key players.
Oh, nice pick up there at the goal line
to score some points for the Wasps to clinch their provincial title. So they'll be players number 12 and number 13 to watch today. Ball turned over by the Rage, deep inside their 22. Keeping the ball tight and up the middle are the Rage. Just trying to set a platform here to give them an opportunity to swing it out wide, which they're finding that opportunity now.
Yeah, the win today is definitely going to play a factor in this game, Braden, with the defending team having the wind in their face here.
Yes, and we've seen it in a few of the earlier matches here today at Maple Grove. Had an effect on a few of the earlier men's league games, and we're seeing it playing a factor here again as well. Danica Pedrick, their scrum half, takes a quick tap at the penalty mark. Danica Pedrick actually recently just spent the winter playing out in BC with the Castaway Wanderers, so she's got some experience and definitely no rust to work off for her right away. So
the nice tackle there by Taryn Dixon.
I believe that was Sandy Penner who took her ground, and a
turn
great
over
pick
the
up
ball
there by the Wasps. Sam LeCandra was there to pick up the loose ball. And there's Sandy Penner here that digs it out to Regan Lawrence, the fullback.
Nice pickup by Kelsey McGivery there. I actually had the opportunity to coach Kelsey in her first year of senior women just out of high school, and she's developed into a fabulous athlete and rugby player.
Yes, and now she's captaining the women's team and has done a fabulous job the last 3 years. The Wasp women have won the provincial championship here in Manitoba the last 3 years in a row. A penalty there taken by the Wasps, so back in the hands of the Rage. Alex Paulson with the ball now. Dishes it off to her winger. Taken down there by prop Haley Wojcik.
Yeah, Regina's not afraid to use the quick tap here.
No, we've seen it twice already, so I think that's going to be their game plan today, is to play fast and hopefully catch the Wasps off guard. Regina Rage keeping it in their forward pods. And out to their number 10, Julie Foster, who nice little switch with their 12. Brought down by Megan Furley, and I believe that was Ray Wysocki. Some good ball retention here by the Rage. Started in their own 22, and they've slowly marched it up the field, so ball retention has been great for them to start this game.
Yeah, they're doing an excellent job of just running that little pop pass off of the ruck ball to some of their bigger forwards there.
Little messy ball there coming out of the ruck, and Fiona Dunn quickly on to the Regina Rage number 12. That's what the Wasps are going to do here today. There's a lot of speed in both their back row and in their back line, so they're going to use that speed to try to get up and get in the faces of these Regina players quick. And you saw a good example of it there, and they've marched the Rage back about 20 meters from where they were a few minutes ago. Great tackle there again by Kelsey McGilvery. Both Regina Rage props are Running hard and running well so far. Just as our co-host there loses his roster.
Yeah, we're going to get a couple names in here for you for the Regina Rage. Yeah, they seem to be keying with Karina Bosovic, the prop who's gaining yards.
Number 3 there, Ron?
Yes.
Number 3, yeah.
Yeah,
Great
big
turnover
strong
there by the
runner,
Rage, and
yes.
a great exit kick by Megan Furley. A big threat today for the Wasps is the leg of Megan Furley. She pumped that one down about 40-45 meters.
Yeah, and a good chase by the winger Bree McGilvery, who's sister with Kelsey, the number 8. So. And the Wasps end up getting a penalty out of that. So they've gone with a quick tap. And the Wasps have it right down on the goal line here.
And if I know the Wasps game plan well, what they're going to try to do is keep it in their forwards here. They have some very big, very strong forwards who can definitely smash it over the line. So I think that's going to be their go-to.
Well, we have a penalty against the Wasps here, so Regina managed to ride out that threat from the Wasps, and they went with a quick tap here.
That's, again, number 9, Danica Pedrick, who does have a lot of speed.
Oh, that's a nice offload
nice
there.
Offload.
Yeah.
Chased down by Wysocki and Lawrence.
And I believe that was a knock on Braden, so we have Wasp put
Yes.
in here just inside the 50-meter line. Back line out to the left. They could have gone with a split back line here with the scrum right in the middle, but they've chosen to go with a strong left here. Oh, and they've gone with a natural right here, so. Oh, nice offload from Megan Furley there. And the referee's seen a penalty against the Wasps here, so it'll be Regina Rage with a kick from just inside their 22.
Sorry, Ron, left you hanging there for a few minutes.
And that kick didn't find touch, so the Wasps are able to return this. And you can see with this wind, Braden, it's a little bit of a sloppy ball, so the passes certainly have to be a bit tighter.
Yeah. And sorry, Ron, did you say that their kick did not find
It
touch?
did not, yeah, so the Wasps were able to return that, so it is Wasp ball just inside the 10-meter line.
Again, Megan Furley using that very, very lethal kick she has. And I think that was knocked forward. Oh, no. We're going to play on.
The refs said play on, yeah.
And ball taken again by the Wasps. Kelsey McGilvery now with the ball.
So we're just about 20 meters out from the goal line here, so the Wasps looking to string something together here.
Sam LeCandra with the carry for the ball, but
unfortunately
turned over
turned
by
over.
number 12 for the Rage.
Yeah, it was a case of just coming in too high into contact, and the Rage player was able to rip the ball out. So
a great tracking tackle there again by Regan Lawrence on Danica Pedrick. Who's number 12 for the Rage, Ron?
We have Michaela Waller at inside center for the Rage.
She's been busy so far. A lot of strong runs, and she dug out a lot of balls out of the bottom of the rucks and managed to cause a few turnovers. But I think once again they knocked the ball forward, so it'll be the Wasps scrum just outside the 22-meter.
For those just joining us now, it is the Wasps 5 and Regina Rage 0. with Ramdor's delivery to Megan Furley. Oh, a nice little dummy pass there and inside to the fullback. Oh, nice pickup by Brie McGilvery there.
Ball hit the ground, but yeah, as you said, great pickup there by winger Brie McGilvery. Brie McGilvery spent many years playing scrum half for the Wasps and played 9 for their first of their 3 provincial championships back in 2016.
Yeah, sure. It shows the versatility of the players, Braden?
Yes, and then as we said, the ageless wonder Simone Ramdor found her groove playing 9. So
yeah, typically Simone had been a fly half / center. So this is in the last couple of years it moved to her to scrum half, and she's obviously quite capable.
Probably keeps her out of the contact a little bit, Aaron.
I think so. Yeah.
Preserving the 50-year-old body, maybe extra precaution.
Yeah, that's one of the privileges of experience, I think, Braden, is that you can take less contact as you get older. That wind's really picked up. So we have a rage put in here right about the 5-meter line. They managed to wheel that scrum, so it'll still be rage put in. The ref will try and keep these scrummages square so that it doesn't wheel and we can get a good clean ball put in and carry on with the play here. That's much better.
Right back out to Julie Foster, who does not find touch, picked up by Brie McGilvery. Smart play there by McGilvery, taking it in contact. Ran right to where her forwards were.
And they managed to recycle that ball, and here have another stab at the goal line. Oh, nice stick right there. It's good defense by the Regina Rage prop, Karina Bosovic. And we have another penalty in favor of the Rage here. They've gone with a quick tap again, and they're spreading it wide. Typically, a team will look to take the yards on this, Braden, just to gain some territory, but Regina seems very comfortable with the quick tap and trying to spin it wide.
Yeah, we've been seeing it all day, so I think it doesn't really come as a surprise yet. But as the game goes on, I'm sure the Wasps will adjust.
Yeah, it shows real confidence to run it from inside your 22 like that.
Yep. We have a maul forming now, and I believe it was taken in by the Rage, correct?
Yes, and the Wasps seem to have getting this moving forward, so at the very least the Wasps should get the put in.
Well called, my friend, well called. I think the ref might have heard you.
I've seen a couple things. That was all set up with a nice pickup by Brie McGilvery near the goal line there, where the Rage failed to clear on that penalty kick. And now the Wasps have it about 25 meters up from the goal line.
So after a quick start here by the Winnipeg Wasps, things have slowed down a little bit. We've seen both teams sort of march up the field, and just a few little errors just before the goal line have sort of stalled the momentum of both teams. But a great miss pass there by Megan Furley out to Stephanie Shared. Great hands there by Fiona Dunn.
She came in a little bit high there, but managed to get the ball down to the ground, and they have it moving forward again.
And Wasps have an overlap here.
Oh, another nice offload there.
Right to Kelsey McGilvery. Rumbling down. Another nice offload there by Rydlinski. And Megan Furley now with the ball.
Oh, that's a
lovely.
lovely.
Away, Brie McGilvery.
Megan did a little half break there and held on to the ball just long enough to commit the defender, and then offloaded to Brie McGilvery.
We've seen her do that a few times over the years, so
again, now the conversion will come straight out from where Bree put it across the goal line there. A lot of times you'll see, if they have the time, players will try and take the ball more towards the middle in the end goal so that the kick is a little bit easier for the kicker.
All right, so we lose Ron, my co-host Ron Enberg here for a few minutes, so as he takes a quick washroom break. So just me for the next few minutes here, and Megan Furley lining up to take the kick for the Winnipeg Wasps. They just scored, so with this a successful kick here, she can make it 12-0 for the Wasps. And I'd say we're probably about 25 minutes into the match. Well, unsuccessful kick there by Megan Furley, so the Wasps now up 10-0 over the Regina Rage. Number 9, Danica Pedrick, lining up to take the drop kick. Great kick there by the Rage scrum half, but good take there by Kelsey Rydlinski, and quickly moved out to the hooker, Samantha Lacandro. Simone to Megan Furley, to Wysocki, out to Stephanie Shared. Simone finds Megan Furley coming around the corner, finds a hole, taken down by Pedrick. Great ball movement here by the Winnipeg Wasps.
Yeah, I've really been impressed by the ball retention of the forwards here, Braden.
For both teams.
Yeah, for sure, eh? Yeah. And again, I guess that's why they're both provincial champions.
Yeah, makes sense.
So running touch on this short side, I think we have Ian Ashcroft, I believe, eh?
President of Rugby Manitoba.
Yeah, it is, yes, yeah. And our head referee today is Charlene Backey, or Charlene Backey Harland. I'm not sure what she goes by, but her husband, Scott Harland, is a regional director with the IRB, actually. So, and Scotty himself also represented Canada at the Under-21. So the Harlands have a long and storied history of rugby. Her brother-in-law, Paul Harland, also represented Canada, and they are Wasps as well. So.
There's a Wasp diving over there, and again a quick tap by the Rage.
Yeah, unfortunately these penalties near the goal line are hurting the Wasps, but their defense has managed to shut down the Rage on any of these counterattacks.
So the Rage managed to swing the ball out wide, but don't gain many meters. But as we mentioned just a few minutes ago, the ball retention from these two teams have been great so far, and that's the number 8 for the Rage, Lily Panay. Do I have that right, Ron?
Yes. Yeah, Lily Panay, yes.
So great little breakthrough by the number 8 for the Rage.
Yeah, and both teams have done a really good job of keeping the ball, once they've gone into contact, up and alive, and even when they've gone to ground, they've had some nice quick pop-ups. So it's a very quick ball and keeps it moving forward. And you can see with the wind in the Wasps' favor here, they've gone with a flat line defense and no fullbacks. So they're certainly not counting on any kicks from the Regina Rage deep in their own territory.
Oh, just as we say that, there comes the fullback for the Wasps. So again, she must have heard you.
Yeah. But you can certainly make allowances like that because it is a fairly strong wind.
Yes, no, for sure. So, and you can see her even playing up a little bit tighter than probably a fullback normally does. So, you're right. Yeah, with that strong wind.
Braden being a fullback, he certainly knows about positional play with that position.
Well, so. I pretend to. I pretend to. So we've seen some phases here put together by the Saskatchewan provincial champs from 2018, as they've made it up from their just inside their 22-meter line, and they're up just about half now.
lovely pickup there. That was the fullback and captain, Alex Paulson. Yeah, Regina managing now to string phases of play together. This is probably 10 or 11 phases they've had here. And the ref said play on there.
I think that ball went straight down, so.
Oh, and they've turned it over.
It was Fiona. No, that was Kelsey McGilvery, the captain. And quickly moved out in a forward pass, unfortunately coming back. Sometimes it's tough, Ron, when you're stuck in a defensive zone and that quick ball comes out and you need to turn it over. So got caught a little flat there, and Megan Furley
definitely, yeah, because they were up quite flat in defense there. So you're right, yes.
A tough situation to be in, but
now they'll reset and we'll have a scrummage here. So again, for those that aren't familiar with the game, any infraction or whistle that's in the field of play, the restart is a scrummage, which you see 8 packing against 8. So that's the typical formation, and any ball that goes out of bounds is restarted by a line-out, where the ball that has, or team that has possession throws the ball into a line-out jumper. So you'll see the 2 teams line up from the sideline. So those are the 2 restarts in a game of rugby. I'm not sure if we went over the scoring system as well, but 5 points for a try, 2 for conversion, and 3 for a penalty kick.
We did not, so one of us is thinking, Ron. One of us is thinking.
Again, I've been around. I've been around, Braden.
I think the ref saw an issue there with the setup, so brought everyone up and set to go again now.
And the backs both seem quite evenly matched here. Although, well, in that counter push there, the Wasps actually did manage to turn that ball over to their... Oh, great. Nice pickup by the scrum half there.
Sandy Penner peeled off of that scrum pretty fast there, and that's the number 13 for the Rage.
That's Mackenzie Grab with a lovely run and right under the posts. So full credit for the try going into the win for the Regina Rage here. Yeah,
busted through the line and caught the Wasp fullback Regan Lawrence kind of running the other way. So tough situation for her to be in, but try for the Regina Rage. So that brings us to a score of 10-5, and with a successful conversion, as you mentioned just a few seconds ago, it'll bring the score to 10-7, still in favor of the Winnipeg Wasps.
I think with this win, the Wasps will be looking to score at least 1 or 2 more tries. Full credit for this win, because it doesn't seem to be dying down at all, and the Rage will have the win in the second half.
Interesting move here by the Rage kicker. I think that's Alex Paulson opting for the drop kick instead of using a tee. And she does not make it. So 10-5 for the Winnipeg Wasps as they trail. And I'd say we're probably 25, 30 minutes in.
I would think so. Yeah, Braden. Yeah.
So and going over some basics of rugby, we played 2 40-minute halves. So once we hit the 40-minute mark, we'll take a halftime break, and then we will proceed with another 40-minute half.
And as we went over the starting lineups for both teams, at 30 players, this is the largest team sport there is on the field. So and you can certainly see it's a large field. It's 100 meters long and about 75 meters wide, so it's about the length of a CFL football field and about the width of a soccer pitch. So with 30 players running about the paddock there, they need all that room.
Botch kick there by the number 10 for the Wasps, Megan Fairley. So the Regina Rage will have the option of a re-kick or a scrum at center. It looks like they're going to take the scrum at center.
Regina's chosen to go with a split back line here, so they have the option of going either to the left or the right. With the put-on being put on the left side of the scrummage here, it's natural for them to come to the right, so we'll see whether or not their 8 has a little pick here and then hooks up at the back line.
And if we got the right angle for this here, Ron, I think the 8 might be looking to pick.
Yeah, oh, and the Wasps have taken that against the head, so there's a turnover in the Wasps' favor. Nice scrummage. And the ref said, no, called a knock-on, unfortunately. But full credit to the Wasp pack there for taking that scrummage against the head.
It gives them some more confidence going into this one. So.
So there's a definite sequence for the scrummages here. The ref will go through a cadence where it's crouch, set, or bind, and then set when they on the full engage. So not sure if the audio can pick up the referee's cadence here, but
you're like a rugby textbook today, Ron. Giving the viewers
I read a book before I came out for you.
Giving the viewers all of the much needed information.
Well, hopefully we do have some non-rugby viewers so they can be introduced to this fabulous sport that we play.
That's the number 10 Canadian Hall of Famer.
Yeah,
Julie
nice bounce there out to the winger.
Taken, I think it was picked up by the Rage winger, but tackled out of bounds.
I believe so, Braden.
Wasp ball just on the 22, I believe.
Yeah, and the Rage managed to gain about 30 meters there with that little kick and chase, so very opportunistic. Nice job of the Wasp line out forward there to get hands to that and tap it back to the scrum half, Simone Hernandez-Ramdoir.
Hernandez-Ramdoir.
That's right, SHR. Or SRH. Sorry, Simone. No, and the referee's called a high tackle there, so a penalty in favor of the Wasp women.
I think that might be one of the first high tackles here today, Ron, so it's good to see that. But Megan Fairley's kick doesn't find touch.
Unfortunately, yeah. So
a couple offloads here by the Rage.
That's a nice tackle.
And great tackle there by Megan Fairley.
Oh, and another nice tackle there.
Ray Wysocki again. She seems to find herself all over the field sometimes.
Yeah, she drove that player back 3 or 4 meters in tackle. And that's the thing, as well, Braden. Anytime that you can, push somebody back in contact, the offense has to readjust and the defense is moving forward.
Yeah,
so
really throws a wrench into an offense's plans as someone moves back, because it catches a lot of people either too far forward or too flat for the next phase. So forces the team to readjust and slows down the ball, which is beneficial to the defensive team.
Exactly. Oh, and there's a knock-on.
Ball lost there, forward by the Rage and picked up by Alex Belmar.
Yeah. So on a knock-on like that, the referee will play advantage to the other team to see if they can make something of this. And if they manage to gain yards, then the advantage will be over and they'll just carry on and play. So there won't be an actual stoppage.
I believe
she's lowered her arm already.
The advantage is over, so the ball with the Wasps.
So the Wasps managed to get nice clean possession out of that.
And a strong take there by
great hands
by
the
Ray. Prop. And Megan Fairley sends it out to Ray Wysocki and gives it to Bree McGilvery. And kept.
Nice job of Bree to keep that ball alive and in bounds.
Well, the referee is calling a maul, and it was not taken to ground properly. Is that the right way to say that, Ron? Yeah. So with the ball not, so if you take the ball into a maul, you have to present the ball or go to ground. And if you don't go to ground, it's actually a turnover. So, which we just saw happen there. So it'll be Rage ball just on about the 40 meter line.
Yeah, good job by the Regina Rage defense to hold that ball up, in fact.
So another small issue there with the scrum. So the ref will take the time to reset and we'll go again.
Yeah, it's definitely one of the more technical aspects of the rugby game is the restart of a scrummage.
So, safety is always the number one priority with a game that's already pretty physical and can be pretty brutal sometimes. So in situations like this, the referees, it's job to always make sure that these set pieces are done safely.
Yeah,
so
definitely. And you can see a nice drive by the Wasp women there.
Yeah, which has sort of sent the Rage into a little bit of confusion, but
Yeah, they did a nice
well
job
recovered.
getting that
Yeah,
out going backwards. Yeah, and that's a really difficult skill to have, is to when you're going backwards to produce the ball.
so great hold up there by Megan Furley on number 12, and her name keeps escaping me now. What's
Michaela Waller,
Michaela Waller,
yeah, and she's been a real presence in this game.
Yeah, she's been all over the park today. So
yeah, both sets of centers for both teams are very solid, both with ball in contact and also tackling. So
this is the first time this game that they haven't taken a quick tap. So
yeah, and we're going to our prop, Karina Bosovic, who they like to set the platform ball with, and did a nice job of producing that. Oh, that's a nice tackle.
Great tackle there by Haley Wojcik. I believe she's just 18 or 19 years old and made her first year with the Wasp senior team just last year. So she's a young one, and she's made some strong tackles.
That's
and
an excellent
strong
recruit.
runs today already. So
yeah. Oh, we have a penalty in favor of the Rage here. I'm not sure what the referee saw there.
Not releasing, I believe.
Yeah.
Megan Furley tracked down Julie Foster, and I don't think she released her to give her an opportunity to place the ball. So
yeah, once again, for the viewers that aren't clear on some of the rules, is when a tackle's been made, the tackler has to release the ball carrier, and both players have to get to their feet before they can play the ball. And you'll see any contest where once the ball is on the ground, a ruck is formed when a player from each team contests for the ball. So you'll see sort of the pushing that you might see in a scrummage. So that is a ruck ball. And as Braden alluded to earlier, a maul is when the ball is held up in contact. So the players will drive on that ball. Oh, nice job of the Wasps to get that ball back off of the Rage put in. Oh, lovely run by Sandy Penner there.
Broke the line, so the Wasps have an opportunity if they can get this ball quick. But good job by the Rage holding that up and slowing it down. So as a defense, if someone does break the line, I'd say the goal would be to just definitely slow that ball down. You want to keep the player upright, or get a clean tackle and get over her right away. So
yeah,
despite the allowance of that line break there, the Rage did a good job to recover and hold up Sandy and
but they did manage to take a penalty there, so the Wasps have kicked the ball out of bounds for the line out, and because it was a penalty in our favor, we get the line out restart. So, and they're at about the 15-meter line here, so the Wasps are threatening to score again.
So definitely looking to capitalize. The Wasps have been down here a few times and haven't been able to convert yet. Or I shouldn't say they've been down here a few times and only converted a few times. So they've left a couple of points on the pitch already. So I'm sure this is the time where they dial it in and try to convert here.
For sure, and you can see that Megan Furley has the option of going either wide to her back line or back inside to a couple of the forwards that are set up there. So we had the Rage take that ball back now again, so they've regained possession here just inside the 10-meter line and trying to make something of this bit of a scrambly ball here now. But the Wasp women are up firm in defense here and managing to shut them down. So
a slow ball there coming out for the Rage. Their scrum half Danica Pedrick seemed a little lost, but managed to recover, and a strong tackle there by Megan Furley.
Oh, and the referee had played advantage there, so now she's going back to the point of the original infraction, and it'll be a penalty in favor of the Regina Rage. So
offside call, I believe. Coming.
And here we go with the quick tap again. So yeah, they're definitely
surprise.
Yeah. Oh, some real solid tackling by the Wasp women here. And there we just had a run by the lock Tara Kelly of the Rage. Oh, lovely little dummy, and then a plop to the center there. Yeah, you can sure see the experience of Julie Foster, eh, Braden?
Yeah, for sure. And we got another. I think that's another offside call against the Winnipeg Wasps.
Yeah, so the Rage have gained 35 meters here just through penalties. So And you can see a bit of the fatigue starting to set in when the Wasp women are making that many tackles. And as you know, Braden, it's the physical part of the game. It certainly takes its toll on your body as the game progresses.
Tackling is probably my least favorite part of the game. I'd rather be running with the ball than having to tackle someone with it. So.
Yeah. Oh, and the referee's playing advantage here because the tackler didn't allow the ball player to get to their feet there. So we have an advantage for the Rage, and we'll see if they can make something of this.
Captain Alex Paulson with a little bit of room now, but caught by Bree.
Oh, there's a nice tackle as well.
Pass slipped a little forward there from my vantage point, but...
Yeah, the ref seems to let that go, though, so the advantage is over now, and we're just going to play on. So, nice break by the number 8 here, Lily Panay.
Broke through the tackle of Ray Wastaki.
Yeah, and we have the Wasp women on their back foot here retreating. So
tracked down by Regan Lawrence, and it's Michaela Waller there. And she's going to find the corner, I believe.
Oh, it's a great bit of speed on the outside there, Braden.
And touchdown, so we have a tie game, 10-10.
Yeah, and again, the Wasp women will look to put a few more points on the board, although the wind now has died considerably, so this might work out in their favor if in the second half the wind isn't a factor.
The weather's been playing tricks on us all day today, so we go sunny to cloudy to windy to a calm day. So yeah, it's hard to predict this one.
Typical European weather here. It's like we're on the coast. And here in the booth we have Rugby Manitoba Executive Director Pat Ryan. Pat, do you want to say hi?
Ron, how you doing?
Good to have you on board here, Patty.
Thank you very much to both yourself and Braden for stepping up and taking the commentary duties. You're doing a phenomenal job, getting lots of good feedback on social media. Everyone's loving that sultry Ronnie Amberg tone.
Well, and a nice job putting this all together, Pat. This is an A1 and actually here we have the half. So after 40 minutes, we have a tie game of 10-all, right, Braden?
Yes, we do. So the Regina Rage have really taken their opportunities and capitalized on them. So and that's a way you want to end a half for the visitors. And I'm sure the Wasps at halftime they're going to talk about a few missed opportunities, I think, and missed points they've left out on the field there. So, but we've seen this in the past before. The Wasps have been in tight games, and their second half has really been the story for them, especially last year. So.
Yeah, definitely they're a second half team, Braden. Their horses really seem to come on in the second half with that solid back line that they have.
So as we conclude the first half here, we would like to say that the opening half is brought to you by Chase Financial. And we're going to take a quick little break here before we have an interview with a former Wasp women player. So we will be back in a few.
The 4 Points by Sheraton, Winnipeg South. Conveniently located on South Pembina Highway near the Trans-Canada Bypass and 1 hour from the U.S. border crossing. Offering a saltwater pool, hot tub, 24-hour fitness center, restaurant, and lounge.
If you take the first mortgage you're offered, a high interest rate could take your travel budget and send it packing. Before you choose a mortgage, take a second look. Get serious about your mortgage. Contact Case Financial Group today. If you take the biggest mortgage you can get, you might find your budget can't support other important costs, like buying furniture. Don't let your mortgage weigh you down. Get serious about your mortgage. Contact Case Financial Group today.
And as we're back from commercial break, we're at halftime here as the Winnipeg Wasps and the Regina Rage are tied at 10-10, and we are pleased to be joined by a former Wasps women player, Sarah.
Hello, Sarah Menga. Thank you.
So, Sarah, you spent a couple years with the Wasps women's team, just a few, yeah. A grizzled veteran, some might say. So, give us a little bit of insight on this Wasps women's team and sort of this kind of the story after winning 3 championships in a row and sort of the hype coming into this game today.
Sure. So you could say, as you said, this would be 3 years in the making for this Wasp team. They've played together for that long and had really great and consistent coaching from the Wasp men's side as well. This team has really solidified their bond together by coming through with practices and really making sure in the off season that they were well conditioned and ready to take on this team. This is really exciting for us to be able to play at this level because an interprovincial game for Manitoba women hasn't happened for a really long time. So we've been so excited and so looking forward to this, and we're really glad to have all of the fans behind us and the men's club as well.
Have you been part of some interprovincial games in your career?
I have, yes. And the score has never gone as well for us as we wanted to, but it is very exciting to play at that level. But today it's really fun to see that we are definitely holding our own here against Regina.
All right, so being a veteran of some of those games, you would know sort of the what it takes to play in those games and sort of the difference. And I think it's fair to say a lot of the Wasp women out there probably haven't played in a lot of interprovincial games before, so this is a whole new experience to them. So what would you tell them, and what was sort of the vibe going into the game, as I have sort of an unknown opponent for the first time in many years?
Sure. Yeah, so the vibe going into the game is that you have to play like it's your last game, because you're never going to have this chance again to be able to showcase our rugby talents in Manitoba at this level. So really going into it, knowing that everybody's minutes are limited and there's somebody fresh on the bench waiting to go in, so you need to play like this is the last time that you're going to play in order to really have that level of intensity. I see a couple of opportunities in the forwards where I know we could pick it up a little bit, but I'm looking forward to seeing that in the second half.
All right, we got 40 minutes left, so are you bold enough to give a prediction? Can we give an unbiased prediction, or maybe some things you'd like to see in the second half?
For sure. So definitely I would like to see the forwards coming a little faster out of the rucks and tackles as well, getting up and getting across the field, because their speed in the back line is very, very quick and very dangerous. So if we can shut down the close play with the forwards, then we can dominate, and I'm going to predict Wasp by 10.
All right. We'll say an unbiased opinion.
Oh, sure.
All right. Okay, Sarah, it's great for you to join us. Thanks for taking a couple minutes, and I think we'll be back in a few for the second half. Thank you.
Thank you.
If you take the first mortgage you're offered, a high interest rate could take your travel budget and send it packing. Before you choose a mortgage, take a second look. Get serious about your mortgage. Contact Case Financial Group today. If you take the biggest mortgage you can get, you might find your budget can't support other important costs, like buying furniture. Don't let your mortgage weigh you down. Get serious about your mortgage. Contact Case Financial Group today.
The 4 Points by Sheraton, Winnipeg South. Conveniently located on South Pembina Highway near the Trans-Canada Bypass and 1 hour from the U.S. border crossing. Offering a saltwater pool, hot tub, 24-hour fitness center, restaurant, and lounge.
All right, we're back here at Maple Grove Rugby Park in Winnipeg, Manitoba. As we were unable to track down some Regina Rage players or former players, we found some fans. So, guys, what do you think of the game so far?
Awesome.
Oh, they could be doing a little better, but they're doing some things right, some things wrong. You know, things to improve, things to work on.
So what do you hope to see from the Rage in the second half? Some things maybe they can clean up, or some things maybe you haven't seen from their team yet?
Better tackling for sure. They need to spread out a bit more, be where the team needs them to be.
Yeah, pretty much same thing. Need to work on tackling and spreading out, because the Wasps, they usually have they've gotten that overlap a couple times and it's really hurt them. So.
All right, so we had a second half prediction from a former Wasp player, and she picked the Wasps by 10. We're going to say it's not a bias pick, but what do you guys think? What's your prediction for the rest of the game?
I hope it turns around, but if it continues on the way it is, it'll probably be the Wasps.
If the Rage gets their act together with participating together and following each other, it can easily turn around.
So you're taking the Rage? All right. Again, an unbiased opinion, we'll say. Unbiased opinion, we'll say. All right, thanks for joining us, guys. Thanks for an impromptu interview, and we'll be back in a few minutes with the second half.
If you take the first mortgage you're offered, a high interest rate could take your travel budget and send it packing. Before you choose a mortgage, take a second look. Get serious about your mortgage. Contact Case Financial Group today. If you take the biggest mortgage you can get, you might find your budget can't support other important costs, like buying furniture. Don't let your mortgage weigh you down. Get serious about your mortgage. Contact Case Financial Group today.
All right, Ron, we're setting up here for the second half of a game that we're tied at 10-10 between the Winnipeg Wasps and the Regina Rage.
And just as we said that the wind was dying down, well, it's picked up just in time for the Rage kickoff here.
Yes, and we got a little bit of cloud cover now too. So over halftime, I had to throw on the old hoodie.
Yeah, a little bit cooler, yes. Well, and we just have a penalty against the Wasps. And again, the quick tap.
Quick tap taken again by scrum half Danica Pedrick.
So we failed to mention the other touch judge who's now on this side. It's Duncan McLeod, who's also one of the referees here for Rugby Manitoba. So credit to Duncan McLeod.
Strong start here by the Rage, using those props in their forward pods again to smash it up the middle.
And that might be one of the first touches of the ball for lock Amanda Schultz, and she's got this ball moving forward and very close to the goal line.
Hard to see where the ball is from this angle, but
yeah, we look to be about 2 meters out there, Braden, and moving forward.
I think it's coming over.
Yeah. And it looks like that was held up. So great defense by the Wasp women. So it'll be a 5-meter scrum for the Regina Ragers. So.
Yeah, we've seen the Wasps steal a few balls out of the Rage scrum so far this game. So
yeah, despite being it looks like a bit smaller pack, the Wasp women technically are sound, and like you said, they took one ball against the head there. So
I think they've taken a few so far. So.
Yeah. And again, just for viewers that don't know, the ball actually has to be touched down in the end goal with downward pressure to be a try. So what happened in that instance was one of the Wasp women managed to get between the ball and the ground and hold that ball up. So they kept Regina from scoring, but Regina gets to put in at the 5-meter line here.
It looks like a clean win there by the Rage, but we do have scrum did collapse.
Yeah, and typically in an instance like this, the Regina will get the put in again. So unless the ref sees something untoward in the scrummage, it won't be a turnover.
Yeah, any sort of penalty violation in the scrum can turn the ball
Yeah,
over.
exactly. And as we talked about earlier, it's such a technical part of the game. I've unfortunately had to play at prop, so I can say that it's probably one of the most physical parts of the game as well.
And it's a good thing I'm too small and too skinny to have to ever do that.
And very smart, too.
Yeah, so I think I've set myself up for a career where I avoid playing prop, but I think a lot of people probably say that, and a lot of people end up playing prop. So who knows?
But even sevens, Braden, you could find yourself propping there, and you do get an idea in sevens what it's like to prop.
Don't give anyone ideas, Ron. Don't give anyone ideas.
So we have Regina in a great attacking position here. We could see a pick from the number 8 to go right where the open space is.
We've seen the 10, Julie Foster, do a little show and go action a few times already. So Danica gives it to her number 15, Alex Paulson.
Yeah. And we have a try there, yes. So nice clean ball from the rage scrum there, and they were able to get 5 points out of that.
And as the Regina Rage set up to take their kick, we would like to mention that this second half is brought to you by Pembina Source for Sports. And another reminder that today's game is also brought to you by 4 points by Sheraton Winnipeg South. And it's Danica Pedrick, number 9, for the Rage, opting for the drop goal.
Yeah, and as Braden said earlier, typically it's a place kick, but she's obviously more comfortable doing a drop, which is basically a restart on 22s, and in sevens it's drop goals for the convert, so it's a bit of a different conversion. So
15-10, the Regina Rage now lead the Winnipeg Wasps. Ball retention is going to be key now for the Wasps. They've shown their ability to get down the field, to score, to run, to tackle. They've just, as we've already mentioned a few times, have been unable to capitalize on a few possessions deep in the Rage zone. So the second half and now being down a couple points, it's going to be key for them to really dial it in when they're in tight and close to the Regina Rage goal line.
Yeah, and we'll get a good look at whether or not the Regina Rage have a kicker that can take advantage of this wind. Now with a 5-point lead, you can kick for territory and keep the ball in the Wasps' end. There we have a penalty in favor of the Wasp women. So
the quick tap taken there by the ageless wonder Simone.
There we go, and another nice offload to the far side of the field there.
That was Regan Lawrence offloading to, I believe that was Stephanie Shared. And recycled and given out to number 8, Kelsey McGilvery, the Wasps captain.
Yeah, and as Sarah said earlier too, I mean, the key to the second half will be, reproducing this ball, keeping it close in hand, and
a nice move there by Megan Furley to
lovely break,
evade that tackle. And a great clear.
Yeah, so here we go. Oh, and unfortunately, we've turned that over.
Again, the Wasps find themselves in the Rage 22 and turn the ball over and unable to capitalize. So it's killed them a few times today, and the Rage now have an overlap.
Oh, that was a nice cut back inside by, I think that was our outside center for Regina, Mackenzie Grad.
Number 13.
Yeah.
A drop ball there by the Rage.
Oh, and the referee did see a knock on there. So
fortunate there for the Wasps as they're going to get the ball back about 30 meters out from the Rage goal line. So the Wasps have to dial it in now. Like we've mentioned it a few times already, they've given up some points a few times here today and could really be up by 15 or 20 points right now. So if they want to come back and get themselves back in this game, they're going to have to start capitalizing on those opportunities.
Yeah, and I'm not sure, we might not have gone over what a knock-on is, Braden, but when a ball is thrown to a teammate and you don't catch the ball cleanly and it goes forward, that'll be a a turnover, and the ref again will play advantage to see if the other team can make something of it, and if not, a whistle will be blown, and the team that knocked the ball on loses possession.
Strong push there by the
Yeah,
Rage.
nice job of Kelsey getting that out going backwards, which again is a real difficult thing to do. Here we go.
Great ball there by...
Oh, and that's a lovely break. And the Wasp women have tied it up at 15-all here.
Ray Wawasaki using their speed to get out wide and beat the Rage fullback there, Alex Paulson. Touched it down, so it'll be a tough angle here for Megan Fairley, but she's we've seen her do it a few times before. So
Yeah, and you can see that Ray would be a real handful one-on-one there. She did a nice little inside-out move and then took it all the way to the goal line. And that all came off of Kelsey McGilvery getting that ball going backwards, which, again, is important. Just get a ball up off the ground and into the hands of the backs.
there's a beautiful missed pass too, if we haven't mentioned it already, by Megan Fairley out to find Ray Wawasaki. She's been, as we mentioned earlier too, she was a big player, scoring 2 tries in the Manitoba Provincial final last year against the Winnipeg Assassins. She scored, I think she scored twice.
I believe so, yes.
In that game, and she was a handful for the Assassins, and she had a few breaks today and puts her first try up on the board.
Yeah, and she's also a very good hockey player from what I understand.
Ringette player.
Yeah, Ringette's okay,
player,
yeah. So I actually have skated against her in a mixed game that we had, and she's very strong.
So great overall athlete. Great overall athlete.
Yeah, and that's the thing about rugby, is you can certainly get an athlete out and mold them into a rugby player.
So that kick missed, but a close one there for Megan Fairley, so we are tied up again at 15-15.
You can really see Megan doing a great job of directing that back line, as Braden said, with that nice skip pass and set the try up, so she's really a quarterback out there.
Both Ray Wawasaki and Stephanie Sherrod are so fast and so deadly if they can get some space and can kind of start to turn the corner there. So those will be 2 players that Megan Fairley's going to look to use for sure a few more times before this game's over.
Yeah, the wide open field certainly rewards speed, and they have plenty of that. Oh, there's a nice take by Taryn Dixon.
Always a reliable on those kickoffs. But lost forward there by the Wasps, so it's in the hands of the Rage now.
We've seen a number of quality runs by Karina Bosovich there. She's a very strong runner. And she's gained 10 meters there already.
Great coverage there by the Wasp backs. I think that was Brie McGilvery coming out and making a tackle on her wing, so positionally sound.
Yeah, you can see both fly halves here. Megan Fairley and Julie Foster aren't afraid to use a long skip pass here because the wind has died down considerably. Oh, there's a nice bit of contact, or a nice tackle, and a nice run.
Ball's coming out to Julie Foster, who little fake and a looping pass out to number 13.
Again, yeah, Mackenzie Grad.
Mackenzie Grad.
Yes.
Mackenzie Grad.
Oh, and we have a Wasp penalty in favor of the Wasp women there for
diving over there by the Regina Rage.
Yeah,
so not securing that ruck clean, and if I've learned anything over the years, a referee will blow that and give the penalty awfully quick when players leave their feet in a ruck. So.
Yeah, so a nice clearing kick by Megan there, and the Wasps managed to get about 30 meters and the possession of the ball.
So just before halftime, or sorry, just before the halfway line, not halftime.
Yeah, so one of the few lineouts actually that we've had. I think we've only seen a handful here, Braden. So they've managed to keep the ball infield quite successfully for both sides. Oh, and she'll play the knock on there off of the Rage player.
Yeah, off the hands of the Rage, but went forward to the Wasps.
So no advantage there. So the Wasps will get to put in on the scrummage here. So the challenge for the hooker who throws the ball in from the sideline there is to get the ball down the middle of the tunnel so that it can be a fair contest. So with this wind, generally, you'll see that it blows to one side or the other. So with the ball just short of the halfway line here, I think we'll see the Wasp women in an attacking move here, Braden.
I wouldn't be surprised to see Megan Furley put up a kick. She's done it a few times before, and she has a lot of power, but I think she's puts it into the hands of the always dangerous Ray Wysocki.
Yeah, they're certainly counting on their centers to present either good platform ball or get that ball out. So
and a good run there by Stephanie Sherrod, and picked up by, I think that's Brie McGilvery there on the wide side, on the far side, I should say. But I think the Rage now have picked up that ball, so hard to see from our angle, but I believe it was picked up by the Rage, and if not, there's a penalty coming to the Rage.
yeah, I see the ref's arm out there, so she's calling, I think, a put in on the scrummage here, so it looked like it might have been knocked forward by the Wasp women. But again, with that passage of play at about 2 or 3 phases, they managed to gain about 40 meters here, so. So it'll be interesting to see whether the fly half Julie Foster, if they get clean possession, uses to clear this kick. No, they're willing again to run it from there. So
great cover tackle there by Megan Furley. The Rage tried a little switch to sort of maybe try to catch the Wasps off guard, but Megan Furley stayed in her lane, and
she sure did. Yeah.
That's Fiona Dunn picking up a ball for the Wasps. So now the ball's in hands of the black and gold.
And I guess at this point, maybe we'll mention that the Wasp women are coached by Guy McKim, who is certainly one of the stalwarts and icons of Manitoba rugby. So that wealth of knowledge has certainly helped them with the three-peat here. And it was a program that was started successfully here with Wayne Gunther as well. So he was in that first championship season, I believe.
And I think, Ron, if I'm mistaken, we both had the honor to be coached by Guy McKim over the years.
We have, yeah. He was actually my very first provincial coach back in 1988. And then has successfully guided the Wasp men and women to provincial championships over the years. So
you just either made yourself sound really old, or you made me sound really young.
I think it's a combination there, Braden.
Yeah,
so yeah, I could call you son.
First time I was coached by Guy McKim was in 2014, I believe. So
yes,
was that a 26-year difference?
Yeah. So that'll tell you about the longevity of fellows like Guy McKim.
So always hard to keep that guy away from the rugby pitch, and that kick is cleared by Julie Foster, but it's going to stay in bounds, and Regan Lawrence is back to pick that up.
Nice cover by the fullback here. And she called no knock on there, which is great. So there's a dump tackle, though. That the ref should have taken a look at that. Again, just with the safety of the game, there's certainly a penalty here in Wasp women favor. And this could be...
Yeah, it looks like it was caught by the sideline.
Yeah.
There. It said Duncan McLeod, I think his name
Yes,
is. So,
it is, yeah.
It looks like the two refs are going to have a little chat here, because I don't think the head ref, Charlene, saw it. But
and in a case like this, the defending player should get a warning. And if there is a severe penalty, there is a penalty bin for rugby, the sin bin, where a player can be sent off for 10 minutes. And the team that's offending plays one player short for that 10 minutes. Oh, that's a lovely run.
Good offload there. Megan Furley took the tap and gave it to flanker Fiona Dunn, but it looks like she's given up the ball, unfortunately.
Oh, unfortunately, yeah. So Fiona's a big, strong runner. And again, a nice clearing kick to gain. Referee called that straight out.
So the ball's going to come back to just inside the Rage half.
Yeah, if in the case of a penalty, the ball can go straight out and you get that yards, but in the actual field of play, if the ball is kicked and doesn't go land in bounds and bounce out, then it comes back to the point where they initially did the kick. The ball is called going out on the full in that case.
So it'll be the Wasps throw in at probably the 45-meter line, I'd say.
Yeah. So a good attacking position for the Wasp women here.
And then for anyone just joining us, just a quick reminder that we are tied at 15-15. The Rage scored just before halftime to was it to tie the game, Ron? To make it 10-10, and then
it was, yes.
They came out with a quick try in the second half after the Wasps started the first half with a quick try.
Oh, that's lovely line-out ball there.
And it was Ray Wysocki just a few minutes ago answering for the Wasps. So we're tied at 15-15, and looks like a successful line out there.
Yeah, you can see how high they got Taryn in the air there, and that's a great target for the line-out thrower.
And not releasing.
But unfortunately, yes, we've turned that ball again over with a penalty.
For Sam Lacandro, and Julie Foster, the veteran, jumped on that really quick. And
oh, there's a nice little break there. The Rage doing a nice job of outside and inside passes here, just keeping that ball up and alive and out of contact. And now in a threatening scoring position here, about 15 meters inside the center. We're seeing the Rage forwards getting a little more involved here now for the first time in the second half. And there's a lovely break.
Break there by the number 8.
Yeah, number 8 is Lily Pinay. We've seen her actually a couple nice breaks here.
But a penalty taken, fortunately, for the Wasps.
So they've gone with a quick tap, but they might get the yards here because the Rage didn't retreat 10 meters. Oh, the refs let him play on here, though. No, she will bring it back. A penalty in favor of the Wasp women here.
An intentional knock-on there called by head ref Charlene.
So I think from this position we'll see the Wasp women try and gain some territory here by kicking the ball directly out of bounds.
I think as well. I mean, they've quick tapped a few times today, but it looks like Megan Furley's going to take.
Well, and especially after that line out that we saw Braden on the far side of the field, where Taryn Dixon was head and shoulders above the Regina Rage jumper.
Yes, for sure.
The hooker for the Wasp women, Braden, is
Samantha Lacandro.
Okay, yeah, and we've seen some pinpoint throwing from her in the last couple. Oh, unfortunately not straight there. The ref will play advantage. In that instance, again, the throw is supposed to try and be down the middle, but when it does go to one side like that, the ref will play an advantage to see if the other team can make something of that miscue.
We got a scrum right at the center right now.
Yeah, so it's been a series of back and forth plays here for about the last 10 minutes, and nobody really gaining any great advantage field-wise.
Yes, given the ball's been given back to both teams a few times, just through penalties and through some open play turnovers. So in a tight game like this, it's bound to happen, and that's why this game has stayed so tight. As both teams have been causing turnovers. So a short kick over the top by Julie Foster, and it was picked up by Brie McGilvery.
Yeah, nice job of the Wasp women here to counterattack, and now get it moving forward again with Taryn Dixon there.
Yeah. Megan Furley now with the ball in hand, right off the ruck from. That's Kelsey McGilvery.
Oh,
with a
nice
strong
job.
bend.
Yeah, you can just see the strength in Kelsey's straight arm there.
Spends a lot of time in the gym. She does. She's done some powerlifting competitions, I think, in her past.
Yes, for sure. Yeah.
So she's got a lot of strength all through her body. So.
And as you said earlier too, I mean, these are great athletes, so you see a lot of cross-sport activity here.
And a kick put up there by Megan Furley.
Oh, there's a nice bounce. Nice job of collecting that bounce. And now hopefully we can recycle this ball. Nice counter ruck by the Regina Rage there, and they've stolen that ball back.
A great opportunity once again lost, but
the referee's seen a penalty again here.
So coming in from the side of the ruck.
Yeah, there's an actual gate that they have to come through and from the back foot. So if they come from the side, the referee will notice that and award a penalty.
And drop
it's
there.
an unfortunate knock-on, but we play the advantage here. And she's awarded a scrum to the Wasp women here in a great attacking position just outside the 22-meter line. And again, we'll see with the scrum, the put-in coming from the left-hand side here, that it might be a natural here for a pick from Kelsey McGilvery and hook up with the winger on this short side here. So we'll see what they choose to do. referees awarded a free kick here to the Rage, and they've gone again with a quick tap.
Danica Pedrick has a lot of speed.
Oh, yikes. And she's away.
Ray Westocki trying to track
an
her
excellent
down.
chase by Ray, but she will not be caught. That's our scrum half, Danica Pedrick. And that puts the score at 20-15 for the Regina Rage. I'm not up on the vernacular, sorry.
No one's up with Port's vernacular. Ever.
Well, that was a lovely break by this, and she took the quick tap off of that free kick as well, and put the ball down in the corner here. A difficult kick coming up for the conversion, though, so because Ray prevented her from coming towards the middle there. So that was great defense on a nice long chase. So that misconversion puts us as 20-15 for the Regina Rage. And I look at maybe 15 minutes left here, Braden?
I would say that's probably pretty close. 15, 20 minutes for sure.
So the Wasp women are certainly getting opportunities here, but we have to look at stringing phases of play together and keeping control of the ball.
And again, I've said it many a times, and I'll say it again. They've got to capitalize on those opportunities that they're getting inside their 22. And just before that score by the Rage there, Megan Furley put up a beautiful kick, recovered by their number 13, and just no support in the ruck, and the Rage were able to turn it over and run it down the field for their own score. So we've said it, the Wasps have had the opportunity to score. They just haven't managed to capitalize on all of them, and a few key ones to maybe.
For sure, and you can see, Braden, it's easy to get isolated on such a big field trying to counterattack on a kick like that. So it's paramount that the forwards get around the field here. And I think we'll look to Regina just to play a possession game here and, again, take advantage of what wind there is with kicks from the fly half Julie Foster.
And it looks like... Oh no, just a one-off. We saw Julie Foster pulling a ball out of the bottom of the ruck there, so I thought maybe a position change, but it looks like Danica's